Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Sports Talk with my man Joey Martin for another week of Champion Sports Talk. How are you?
Absolutely. Good, brother.
Doing well.
Some football weather.
That's right, man. That's right. Before we get started, I always like to shout out our awesome partners, Gregg Vet, Magnolia Bluff Casino, Hicks Chiks, Trinity Medical, and all of our awesome partners that you see on the screen right there, including Concordia Sentinel and Mile 363 here on my hat. Thank you to all those guys, because without them, we can't do what we do. And also, I wanted to shout out one of our partners, Rolling in the Dough, Dustin's family, and Hannah in particular. They just went to Atlanta this past week and won third place People's Choice Award in the Dessert Wars, which is pretty awesome. I'm really proud of them. And they've got some more stuff coming up after this, but
love visiting their store. It's awesome.
Yeah, Rolling in the Dough right over there on Carter Street in Vidalia. And any of you guys that have interest in learning more about becoming a partner, just email us at ronnie@misslouchampions.com. We'd be glad to sit down with you. Joey, before we get started, I just wanted to say prayers to you and your family, man.
Appreciate that.
I know that you guys, your mother-in-law passed, and I know she had a little tough run, but prayers to you guys. I wanted to say also thoughts with our military guys, with everything going on in the world right now. I know that we have some of those guys overseas that are stationed in Kuwait, particularly that I know watch us. Just thinking about you guys and our military guys everywhere. Another thing I wanted to mention before we got started is one of our partners, Sabrina Doré Agency. I saw Sabrina post a little bit earlier this morning on Facebook about Tab having some issues going on that with some cancer stuff. But I text Tab, talked to him, reached out to him, let him know that we're here.
Nice.
And he said that it was something that they caught early. And he said, I'll be encouraging men to get checked a lot. So we just want to let them know that we're thinking about them too.
Well, it just seems
rampant and the whole family.
You know?
Yeah, it's scary.
It is.
And lastly, on a little bit of a brighter note, before we get started, I want to say happy birthday to our friend Rachel over there. So Rachel Evans here at Magnolia Bluff Casino. I think she's turning 21 today. Is that right? Something like that. we laughed, and Joe, before we got started, Joey said, "Remember, you can't say her age." I said, "She's so young, she don't even care." So she's not even old enough to care if we say her age yet. So, but no, happy birthday, Rachel. Thank you for everything that you do. Joey, we've got another good week of local sports. You want to dive into that?
Sure, absolutely. And a huge game tonight at Faraday. They're playing Thursday night because of the shortage of officials. They have to play a number of games on Thursday. And Faraday is hosting Oak Grove at Mel's Field. And then whoever wins this game will be in sole possession of the district lead. But Oak Grove, man, they're considered the favorite for obvious reasons. They're the defending state champ. They entered this game at 4-2, and their losses were to Ouachita Christian and Sterlington. So that tells you, hey, don't go by the record.
Okay.
Faraday 4-2, winning their last 4 games, including defeating General Trask 52-34 Friday in Lake Providence, which is no easy place to win. And Faraday seems to be hitting their groove.
Mm-hmm.
Oak Grove crushed football power Haynesville 61-27 Friday.
What?
Tiger junior quarterback Jackson Bradley was 9 of 15 for 233 yards, 5 touchdowns, while also rushing the ball 15 times for 147 yards and 9 touchdowns. Guy seems to have been at Oak Grove forever. I think he started in 8th grade.
Those passing numbers tell me that they're either extending the field and that guy's throwing the ball way down the field, or they've got some real speed and they're getting a lot of yards after the catch.
Both.
200 and something yards on 9 completions is a good chunk of change.
Yeah, he's
20-something yards.
Heck of an athlete.
Yeah.
But this is kind of interesting. His sister, Caroline Bradley, is she was an 8th grader last year. Started on their basketball team. 6'4".
Wow.
And I'm thinking, well, okay.
Somebody get Kim Mulkey on the line.
Oh, they all are. So I'm saying, well, you know, that's 6'4", 8th grader. And then I watched her play, and she looked like a guard handling the ball. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, she's amazing. But getting back to tonight's game, they've got a junior running back, Jay Freeman, carried the ball 19 times for 85 yards. Faraday defeated Madison at their homecoming on September 22nd. So that was a second homecoming they've ruined. So,
okay, good. Yeah.
Tigers finished with 570 yards in their game. Faraday quarterback Caleb Ellis, starting his third game after Doré Taylor sprained his knee.
Taylor's not back yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
But the way Caleb's playing, they may put him somewhere
So Ellis
else.
is starting tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was 15 of 22, 290 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He rushed for 15 yards. Desmond Jefferson caught 6 passes, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns. Peyton Collins, 5 catches, 126 yards. Really spreading it all around. Okay. Faraday right now is ranked number 5 in Division 4. So if they can keep up there, they'll have a good draw first week. Now,
big-time game.
It is a big-time game, and Faraday will have Mangum next week for homecoming.
Another big-time game.
Why do you schedule Mangum for homecoming?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this will be a couple of big weeks for Faraday. This will kind of tell them where they're at and where their season's going.
Contender or pretender.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Natchez High. How about them Bulldogs? They used 2 big defensive plays to key a 39-35 win over North Pike in Summit. Third straight win for Natchez High after dropping their first 4. So kind of did that last year. They started out, but Steve Davis did change up his schedule this year. They had tougher games to start out with, and I think they had that. You know, he did that on purpose to get them ready for district, and it's paying off right now.
And there's some excitement around Natchez for the Natchez High team. I've ran into several people who are,
and they got homecoming.
You know, they're like, we won again.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, we watching. Awesome. We watching. So we're rooting for them.
Absolutely.
But some of the people that have been watching our show, they're making sure I know. They're like, we got number 3. I'm like, I see you.
Check us out, Bulldog Nation.
Yeah, I like the enthusiasm.
Natchez senior cornerback Gary Bailey made the first big play for the Bulldogs. He had an interception, returned it to the North Pike 15-yard line, and then junior quarterback Caden Walton scored on a 15-yard run. Natchez junior linebacker Jaquel Irving picked up a fumble and returned it for a touchdown. So they had 2 big plays. Carl McDonald, we said his name a whole lot this year. He scored on a 53-yard run. Only bad thing about it is Jaden separated his shoulder in the contest. So that's their quarterback. Poor Steve Davis has had to go down. So next man up, right?
In theory.
In theory.
Right. Sounds good, yeah.
It's good coach speak.
Yeah, next man up. Sounds great.
Natchez hosts South Jones tomorrow. That's their homecoming. But I talked with Steve Davis this morning. I want to tell you what, Natchez has made some very questionable decisions regarding head coach last several years. But with Steve Davis, they have nailed it.
Yeah.
Quality, winnable guy. I mean, just a great guy on and off the field. Yeah. And just, so much.
Yeah, and we've talked so many times about the coaches around here and how we both feel it's a lot bigger than wins and losses. We talk about the wins and losses, but it's a lot bigger picture than that.
Absolutely.
And I'm really proud of the coaches that we have in this area.
Yeah, they're all
at all 6 of our schools around here. Yeah.
And I mentioned before the season that Robert Raines has been the only Natchez High coach to finish with a winning record in district play, and Steve's right there, and he's gonna be the second guy to finish with a winning record in district, and that's gonna be way down the road because they better keep him. But he's got his team fighting. He said, we're not there where I want to be, but the kids are overcoming things which they didn't do last year, and that's a lot of it.
Yeah, that's the first step. Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
we're excited for Natchez. What else we have on the local scene?
Okay, Vidalia High looks to snap a 3-game winning streak as they visit Rayville.
Losing streak.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
3-game losing.
Yeah, get me straight there. Right? 3-game losing streak. as they meet Ravel in Ravel Friday. Ravel's 2-4, so this is a winnable game for Vidalia. Ravel's number 33 in the non-select rankings, and their other win came against Delhi Charter, so that's going to be a big game for them. Vidalia fell to 3-3, and they are number 30 in non-school Division 3, and Josh is having a time. He's had some kids quit, but you know what? You want to be here? You want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm going to work.
That's right.
And another thing he told me, he said he couldn't believe that down at the junior high they don't have weightlifting. That's going to change.
Yeah.
So, we're just getting bullied around. We've got to change the strength of this team and the mentality. Don't go in and, just think, oh, they're better than us, which happens a lot every day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like where he's headed. I like what he's doing over there. We knew it would take time.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to solve the world's problems in one season. Right. I mean, that's
yeah, and he's still learning. This is his first varsity head coaching job, but he's doing a good job with them. They lost to Mangum big. Of course, Mangum's one of the best teams in the district, as we was talking about.
Yeah.
Isaiah McFarland is a Hawks at running back, and he had a big game. So.
And there's still some season left. I mean, there's still a good opportunity to turn it around. Even if wins and losses aside, there's still a good opportunity to see what you're made of, to finish strong. I say every Friday, finish strong Friday. Yeah. And, there's an opportunity to finish the season the right way with your head up and get some momentum into next year.
They can get a couple of wins. I believe they'll get in the playoffs. And, obviously they're not going to be one of the teams that reaches semifinals or anything like that. But get those kids experience of being in the playoffs.
That's right.
You get another week or so of practice.
Yeah.
That's all big.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right. Delta Charter had a happy homecoming Friday as they defeated Tensas 52-6. And Blake Wheeler was able to empty his bench, which that's always fun for a coach.
Oh, yeah.
Some coaches will tell you, I don't like those games, but it gives me a chance to get some kids who work just as hard as the starters playing time, and that's good for the morale. They led 40-0 after the first period. Delta Charter's 4-1, and they're ranked number 5.
After the first period?
Yes.
After the first quarter? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
What a quarter, huh?
I think Tensas was down like 13 kids.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Delta Charter 4-1, ranked number 5 in Select Division 4. So,
okay.
The two kids we talk about, the brothers, Javari Singleton, 5 of 6, 131 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also rushed 3 times for 86 yards. Yeah. And his brother Tyron caught 3 passes, 68 yards, and a touchdown, which of course, he had to hit the bench early, but the way Tyron's been playing, that's low numbers for him.
Yeah.
Otis Bates carried the ball 5 times, 83 yards. Jaden Griffin caught 2 passes, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Davis Cooper again led him on defense, along with Lane King. He had a big game in return punts that was big for him.
Okay.
And Delta Charter travels to Cicely Island tomorrow. That's a district game. Cicely Island's got thumped by Block in their Catahoula rivalry. And that's like Blake said, Cicely Island always saves their best game for us. And that's true. I was only a 2-point game 2 years ago. So, and, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. You play Cicely Island, you got to keep your composure. They always seem to just, I don't know. They had a kid who was ejected last week for 2 unsportsmanlike penalties. And just they're having trouble with discipline over there. And Blake's told his kids, keep your composure.
Yeah.
Be smart.
Yeah. And I hate that, man. There's not really a place for that in high school sports.
No, it's not.
But it is what it is, and you have to deal with it. And it's not the worst thing in the world for these kids to have to face some adversity, because that's what life is.
That's right. Exactly.
There's a lot of that mess in life.
So, no matter the outcome, I'm sitting there hoping for a good sportsmanship, good outcome, and move on from there. But good luck to the Storm as well.
Yeah.
They'll be competing in the Select Division playoffs for the second straight year. They lost to Hampton Memorial 48-46 first round last year on the road. So,
and I wanted to shout out we've actually gotten really good support from all of our local schools, but Crystal Ray's posted, she had copied our Delta Charter portion of the show from last week and shared it on Facebook. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That help us get the word out, and just the people want to listen to us and follow us. That's kind of cool. And we're just it's like I said last week, it's an honor for us to be able to cover these young men and ladies and girls in softball and everything. And we're doing the best that we can, and we're trying to have fun with it. And it's fun to see that people are enjoying it. So
and
we appreciate that.
We do. Another reason for Delta Charter's success is the senior leadership, and her son Lawson. Is really stepped up. He's truly.
Yeah. Well, I told him, I said, we're trying to figure out which one of us is supposed to be the looks and one of us is supposed to be the brains, but we hadn't figured out which one's which yet.
Good luck with that.
It's in the game plan. We just don't know which one's which. What else we got?
I'll take either. Adams County snapped a 2-game losing streak as the Rebels smashed Meat School Center 35-14 in Liberty. And as we mentioned last week, it marked the first time that David King has actually lost back-to-back games in the same year on the field since 2016, when AC started the season with losses to MRA and Jackson Academy. AC had to forfeit 8 games in 2018 because the player was ruled ineligible.
Yeah, they didn't lose on the field,
Right. They went on to win state.
Yeah.
There would be no 3 in a row as AC did take care of business. Now, King did lose 3 in a row at Trinity back in 2006, and they ended up winning state. So certainly don't count them out. Coleman Carter, seems like AC goes the way Coleman goes. When he's on, they are on. And he scored 3 out of the 5 touchdowns. Adrian Walker had a 39-yard run. So good luck to the Rebels. They're 6-3. They host Greenville St. Joseph, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Close out the regular season at Cathedral next Friday, and we've got both coaches scheduled to be
fun
next Thursday. Yeah, it will be.
I wanted to jump in right there real quick. Carter, Coleman Carter. I wanted to brag on him and my buddy Tate Walsworth. That's also a player on AC. They are both part of the Natchez youth class this year, Natchez youth leadership class this year, and you have to apply and you have to be selected and all that. So they're not only performing on the field, but they're also learning leadership and participating in things off the field too.
That's awesome.
So I went to their initial meeting, and a lot of really good kids around here, but 2 AC players in particular.
That's great.
And it may be another one, but I know for sure those 2. I don't know them all, but I'm trying to learn them.
And I love the videos, Ronnie, of when these football players go down with second graders and first graders, and these kids are just looking up to them.
That's right.
I don't think a lot of them realize how much, what kind of role leaders they are.
Yeah, exactly.
So, good for them.
Yeah.
Cathedral High travels to Centerville tomorrow as the Green Wave take on a team coached by the winningest coach in Mississippi, Bill Hurst.
Yeah.
425 wins, 151 losses. The Tigers are 6-2 this season. And I talked to Josh Loy. He said, look, Josh is actually 1-1 against him when he was at Trinity. So he said, that guy, he's a great guy. He's been good to me, and it's an honor to play him. Cathedral is 2-6 coming off a loss to Madison St. Joe. Cathedral has had a killer schedule.
Yeah.
To keep them together the way Josh and his coaches have, it just says a lot right there. They got of course, they have ACS next Friday, as we mentioned, but good luck to the Green Wave.
Yeah. And some of those young men are having pretty good seasons and developing. Yeah. And they'll be there. I mean, they've got a nice future ahead of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost some key skill players, so he's had some kids step up in a big one.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to hearing from the coaches and just going out and enjoying the atmosphere of that game because I know it'll be a fun. Yeah. Both sides will be getting after each other.
The poor Mouthy will be really good next week. And just mention that Block, when we said earlier, beat Cicely Allen 48-0. That was Block's homecoming. Smell Washington, he does such a great job in the toughest circumstances. Corey Collins and Christian Osteen, those 2 guys, every week they bring it and really did a great job for Block and have done for years.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned earlier, Cicely Allen hosts Delta Charter.
Okay.
That's pretty much it on the local front.
And trying to think if I should even say this or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it with, with Cicely Island. I don't know what the issue is, and I don't know whose fault it is, but clean it up, clean that mess up. I mean, clean it up. We want to have some pride, have some class, and I mean, I don't know whose fault it is or anything like that, and it's something that should be easily fixable. But just clean that up. The young men don't need to be taught that. Young men need to be taught to do things the right way.
Right.
Win or lose, you do things the right way.
And it's a lot of frustration too. Yeah. But you got to, like you said, control that, and it's life's lessons.
Yeah. And I'm not blaming anybody in particular. I don't know what it is, and the coaches over there may be saying, "Hey," they may be saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
they are.
We just need to get it cleaned up.
Yeah, and I understand that. You're gonna have a game where things happen, but it's happening too much.
Once it becomes a pattern,
right,
it's not a good look for your school, for the area, for this part of the state, or anything. I mean, and we all need to raise our game up on and off the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what else we got locally? Is that cover everything locally?
Pretty much high school.
Okay. Well, we'll great job as always. You do a good job with that, man. What we're going to do is we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We got a lot of college ball to talk. It's starting to heat up, so we'll be right back after this quick break. Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. I want to tell you about our awesome partners, J.E. Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chiks. Hicks Chiks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know they are also open to the public? Hicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish. And don't forget about their famous TNT burgers that are already pattied up for you and their amazing dessert options. So go see the awesome team at Hicks Chiks at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Natchez. Hicks Chiks, way more than just chicken.
Welcome to your new hospital, Trinity Medical. Located in Faraday, Trinity Medical is the only acute care facility in the Tri-Parish area. Here you will find an active pursuit of holistic health, a strong, honest group of clinicians, and a consciousness of others that transcends the 80,000 square feet committed to you and your loved ones. Trinity Medical. People you know, caring for people you love.
Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. We're out at our awesome partners, Gregg Veterinary Clinic, and we are in the back in the Barkley Pet Hotel and Spa. I'm standing in the Magnolia Bell Suite, which is one of 5 elite boarding suites available to your 4-legged furry friends when you travel this summer. Each suite comes with a private bed, flat screen TV, 24/7 video monitoring, and a sliding door so your pet feels like they're home. They provide one-on-one walking and activities in a fenced-in private backyard. So call Gregg Vet Hospital today and request your pet suite at the Barkley Pet Hotel and Spa. They'll leave the light on for you. Call Gregg Veterinary Hospital today. Oh man. All right guys, we are back. We forgot in the last segment, which is a very important part of our local segment, is the local kids who are playing in college now. So why don't you give us a quick rundown on
Southern Miss? Boy, they're having a rough year. I just got to wonder if Will Hall will still be around. They're 1-5, lost to Old Dominion 17-13. Jacarius Caston from Natchez, went to ACCS, 5 catches, 51 yards. So
nice.
He's having a great year.
Yeah.
And of course, our guy, Lewis Matthews at Grambling, he is really stepping up.
Yeah.
They had a tough 25-24 loss to Alcorn. Yeah. But he had 14 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and just Lewis. I'm telling you, Lewis's name is going to be mentioned in April in the draft.
We've said his name here a bunch of times. I can tell you that.
And Samaje Hayes, he caught one pass for 9 yards for Louisiana Christian. And
okay.
I think Samaje has surprised a lot of people, and not us. But
yeah, we knew how good of an athlete he is. And
one good thing about Louisiana Christian, I got to mention, their football program has broken in through the NAIA top 25. They're at number 25. The first time the Cats have ever been ranked in NAIA.
Wow.
So
okay.
Congratulations to them.
Good deal. That covered everybody on the
like we keep saying, y'all know of anybody else, please let us know.
Yeah, we'd be glad to shout them out. So moving into, I guess, our college portion, we got some good games to recap, some good games to preview, but a couple of funny stats that I found this week was Iowa beat Purdue last week with 0 their receivers had 0 yards receiving.
Wow, that's crazy.
No receiver had any yards. Wow. I was like, man, how's that even possible?
That must have been a fast game.
I'm like, how do you have 0? I mean, they had receiving yards, but their receivers had 0 yards. Wow. Iowa's offense is kind of a joke in itself these days, but
surprising, yeah.
But and then Louisville defeated Notre Dame last week, in a big win for them. It says that this is the first time they've defeated a top 10 opponent 2 years in a row in their program history. Mm-hmm. And last year they defeated number 10 Wake Forest with Sam Hartman at quarterback. Right. This year they defeated number 10 Notre Dame with Sam Hartman at quarterback. so they got him twice in a row.
Yeah, he didn't want to see Louisville anymore.
He's done with Louisville. Let's jump into last week. I guess we'll start with our Tigers. LSU, Missouri. I don't know what to think about the Tigers, man. What are your thoughts on that game?
Unfortunately, it's what we expect.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jaden Daniels is still lighting it up. The offense is just unstoppable. And the defense, although they did have some key plays, and I think Pete Jenkins made a few little improvements there.
He at least got them within 10 miles from the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're not lining up this far off the ball anymore.
And they're going to rush 4 people every play, but they may not have 4 people on the line. So I like that too. But he has coached under 6 different LSU coaches now.
Yeah, he's been there forever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's been in and out forever.
Yeah.
I think Daniels probably had his kind of I don't know if it's a Heisman moment, but with him getting injured, coming back and just showing so much grit, so much toughness. He's been doing it already, but I think that was kind of a wow factor for a lot of people who may not watch LSU as much.
Right.
They're like, man, he got hit pretty good in the ribs and came back and was still running and throwing.
Hit cheap shot.
Yeah. He, I think he's got to be right there in the Heisman talk. I
agree.
I understand that they have 2 losses, but he's really overachieving. I mean, I think his draft stock has really increased.
I agree.
Over these last few weeks.
And Aaron and Jake had Chris Blair, the voice of the Tigers, on this morning, and he had a good point. He said, I feel better about this team than last year. I mean, that team had 2 losses, and after the Tennessee game, I was just like, oh, forget all this.
Yeah.
But losing to Ole Miss, that was a great, close game.
And you're talking about this much. I mean, if the ball's 2 inches different, that's a different outcome. And you're talking about a 1-loss team now.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Auburn is 117th in passing offense, so that's a good thing. And you can look at it, Ronnie. I mean, they can beat Auburn, and you know how crazy that series is.
Yeah.
If they can beat Auburn, and should handle Army next week. You've got an open date. Then you have Alabama, and all of a sudden that game could be more than we expected.
Yeah, it's not time to panic yet. I mean, I don't think it's a national championship year by any stretch, but I mean, just like I said about Vidalia earlier, there's still time to salvage and have a really good season.
Yeah.
Now LSU standards are national championship or nothing usually, but there's a lot in between.
Right.
Especially when you're building a team. This team wasn't expected to.
And like we've talked about,
with as much young people as we have.
Right. And as crazy as the SEC has been this year,
yeah,
it's not. And nothing's a given.
Yeah, and I think we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But with the SEC being down right now, but jumping over, and we'll run through these games really quickly just as a recap. Texas, Oklahoma, what were your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you, that was a typical Texas-Oklahoma game. But
great game.
Oklahoma has really been impressive.
Yeah. You nailed that one earlier in the year. You expected that, and I didn't. I thought that Venables was going to struggle this year, but I didn't think that Oklahoma could look good on defense. I just never seen them. I've never seen them look good on defense. So this is new to me.
Right.
But yeah, that was a good game. Bama A&M. Your initial thought. Your quick thoughts on that.
I think it was one that A&M's going to just not get over. They had chance, and you have to wonder if the starting quarterback wouldn't have been able to play. It could have been different, but.
Do you think Bama's figuring it out, or do you think that they're just?
Well, their offensive line is playing so much better than they did earlier, and that's kind of their bread and butter all through the years.
Yeah. I think they're just having to say, you know what? Let's just change our style. Let's just go to this ugly style of football and roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! My lock of the week last week, I had Kentucky keeping it within 14, and they did keep it within 14 for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Talk about losing your cool.
Oh my goodness! What is Georgia? Was that Georgia's coming out party?
I think so. I really do. Yeah, that's what we expected, and now it's finally showing up.
I'll tell you what, that's something that I think that game right there, I think every fan base in the country said, "Oh crap!" Not this again. I mean,
just when we thought it was going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, I think that made everybody be like, "Not again," because you really don't want Georgia to figure it out because they've got 5 stars everywhere, and once they figured out how to play as a team and they really start clicking, they're going to be hard to beat again. I mean,
it's tough, as you know, that when you're used to winning, to keep that, stay up there, and because everybody's shooting at you.
It's everybody's Super Bowl.
Kids can get complacent, and that's maybe what it took early in the year for them to say, "Oh, we got to play."
What about the Ole Miss Arkansas game? What were your thoughts on that one?
Ole Miss, matter of fact, they limited Arkansas to 288 total yards, and gosh, we've seen K.J. Jefferson alone get 130, 140.
Yeah.
So, and I thought what was interesting is, that was the fewest yards allowed in the SEC, against an SEC foe, since 2019. So, the headlines on the field, but Ole Miss became the first SEC school to host a drone show for the fans.
Huh.
And I tell you what, it's electric there now. That's a fun place to watch, and they're just excited.
Smaller atmosphere, but they're having fun.
Yeah, they are. And they also had a striped LED light show in the fourth quarter. So, nowadays you have to have entertainment. As much as it costs for a ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got to do a lot of things to keep the fans in. But
I think the Blue Bloods don't have to really do that.
Right.
But I mean, you got to come up with new things to keep the fans excited. I watched a little bit of that game towards the end, and I'm just not sold on Ole Miss. I don't think they're a very good football team.
Georgia and A&M.
That'll show what they are, and they may surprise me. But I don't think that they're. But they've got it in front of them. Like I said, if they want to prove that, if Lane Kiffin wants to prove that he's a top tier coach, this is his opportunity to do it. Right. These next few weeks will tell the tale. There's no doubt he's a great offensive mind, but it's just something about them. I mean, they're just not a great football team. I think they're right there with LSU, and this is I think you've got, I guess, Alabama at the top, but they're not that good.
No.
And then I think you've got A&M, LSU, and Ole Miss that are all about what and what, and that's not really that good.
Right.
But it's a lot of mediocre right now in the SEC.
We last said that about the SEC West.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was going to ask you is, what do you think is the most surprising right now? Do you think that the SEC sort of being down has surprised you more, or that the Pac-12 and the ACC have so many teams that are looking good right now?
I think it's the SEC. Just I wasn't expecting the drop-off that we've had.
I think anybody being realistic, it's a down year.
Yeah.
People can say what they want, but it's a down year.
Mississippi State fans, I mean, bless their hearts, they beat Western Michigan, and then their top quarterback, Will Rogers, gets hurt. So they're 3-3, 0-3 in the conference. Bless their hearts, they just the injuries have been unreal.
Yeah.
Zach Arnett, this is kind of interesting. You know, he was a defense coordinator, and when Mike Leach died, of course, Arnett became the head coach, and he made Matt Brock the defensive coordinator. Now, when Arnett was over the defense, they were 5th giving up yards in the SEC all 3 years he was there. Yeah. Now they're 11th, so he may need to get a new defensive coordinator or either take it back over.
I think State's going to need a few new things. But hey, they're hanging in.
Yeah.
So, real quick, we'll jump to kind of shift over to this week's games. We touched on LSU in the Auburn game. Hugh Freeze is coming into town, so if anybody needs to be baptized, he'll take you out to the river. Brother Freeze will baptize you in the river. Or if you need a list of call girls, no,
I wasn't going to go there.
Oh, goodness. Hey, it's college football. You got to take shots at the other team. It's fun. But so, you know, that game, who knows? I think we know who both teams are. LSU should win that game. They should win that game by 10.
Yeah.
It's fair to say.
I think it's fair to say.
The defense has to show up.
Right.
I mean, Auburn could very easily win that ball game, too.
Sure.
I mean, this could, at the beginning of the year, I said, Hugh Freeze is going to surprise one team this year.
Right. They're not Georgia.
And
so, I mean, they're capable.
This could be it.
Yeah.
A&M and Tennessee is a pretty interesting game.
Yeah.
A&M hasn't won a road game since they played at Missouri in 2021.
Wow.
I saw that stat. That's pretty that's pretty unbelievable because, I mean, they've had some success, but they've had enough success to have a road game since 2021. Right. But they haven't. So that'll be an interesting game to watch. Your quick thoughts on that? Just who you think will pull it out?
Yeah, I'm Tennessee. I like.
You think you like Tennessee in that game? I think these next ones I'll just shoot at you, and we'll get over to our pro segment in a minute. But I'll say these names, and you just tell me who you think's gonna come out the winner in these games. Arkansas, Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama.
Okay. Missouri, Kentucky.
I think Kentucky bounces back.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think Missouri's going to have a hard time coming off that loss that they had in their bag.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So getting out of the SEC, there's 4 top 25 matchups that are really good. Number 18, UCLA at number 15, Oregon State.
Yeah, I like UCLA in that game.
I do too. And if I said I watched a lot of either one of them, I'd be telling the story. But, you know, Chip Kelly's over there. Isn't that Chip Kelly's? Chip Kelly's over there. Seems to be kind of figuring things out over there.
He's an outstanding coach.
Yeah.
For sure.
Number 10, USC at number 21, Notre Dame.
Wow, that's going to be – I think that's going to be a close one down to the final minute. But I think USC pulls it out.
Okay. That's always just a tradition. That's always fun. If it's on the TV, you watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 25, Miami at number 12, North Carolina.
Yeah, I like North Carolina.
Yeah, they're one of 4 or 5 undefeated teams right now in the ACC. They're a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big, even though the USC Notre Dame game is the traditional powerhouse, But I think the best game of the weekend is number 8 Oregon at number 7 Washington.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be a fun game to watch.
I like Oregon, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Washington pull that out.
I think Washington's at home. They've got a good atmosphere up there. Yeah. They've got a fun atmosphere, and their quarterback is. They're both good quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Bo Nix has been in college for 12, 13 years now. I'm pretty sure.
At least.
I think they lost his papers. I don't know, or maybe he's got some of those Dominican papers, the baseball papers. Maybe he's got some of those.
His mom and dad look like they've aged about 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on up there, but I guess this is his last year. I guess this is a big game for him. I don't know. Maybe he'll be back. But I'm rooting for Washington in that game for some reason. I don't even know why. I just really like their quarterback.
Yeah, and they are fun to watch.
I love their atmosphere with the boats out on the water and stuff. So that's kind of making me pull for them a little bit. But any other thing you want to add for our college segment this week?
I think we've covered it.
Yeah, we'll come back next week or in a couple of weeks, and we'll kind of do our reviews of where we're at in the season and all that. But it's been a fun college year. Mm-hmm. Some good football, a lot of bad football, but it's fun. It's college football.
That's it.
Bad football beats no football. So,
with you there, buddy.
So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Saints had a big win last week. Surprised me, to be honest. We'll talk that. We'll talk a little pro ball. See you on the other side. Yeah, the Saints really did surprise me last week.
I'm Mackenzie Shirley. I'm one of the speech therapists here at Trinity Medical. I work in both the inpatient and outpatient settings here with the pediatric up into the geriatric population. Here at Trinity, all disciplines collaborate together to provide the best of care to our patients. A speech therapist assesses and treats various disorders such as speech sound, language, fluency, swallowing, social communication, and cognitive communication deficits. We utilize many different materials to create patient-specific tasks to address their goals in our therapy sessions. We would love to help you with any therapy need.
Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. I want to tell you about our awesome partners, J.E. Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chiks. Hicks Chiks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know they are also open to the public? Hicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish. And don't forget about their famous TNT burgers that are already pattied up for you and their amazing dessert options. So go see the awesome team at Hicks Chiks at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Natchez. Hicks Chiks, way more than just chicken. Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. We want to tell you about our awesome partner, Dr. Gregg and Gregg Veterinary Hospital. Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss Lou since 2002. They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care. Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans. And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too. So call Gregg Veterinary Hospital today. All right, and we are back with some with our pro football segment of the week, and the Saints. Man, who dat?
Who dat?
Who dat?
Who was
Who
that?
dat? Who was that? Like, exactly. Literally, who dat? Who was that?
You know, if they'd have won 14-13, I'd go, okay.
Yeah.
31. Wow.
Yeah, I said a minute ago during the break, I said the Patriots are worse than I gave them credit for.
Yeah.
But, hey, give the Saints credit. It was a coach that was getting called out. Offense was getting called out. You know, Belichick didn't forget how to coach defense. I mean, they've had a couple of rough weeks, but the Saints played well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of offense. There's a lot of offensive talent on that side of the ball, which means there's a lot of pressure on those coaches to get those numbers up.
Yeah. This all starts with the quarterback, and Derek Carr finally showed out.
What do you think? What do you think is the significance of that win? Does it mean anything, or
I think it's very.
Is it just another win, or is it more than that?
I think it's more than that.
Yeah.
I think it's, you know, it's going to get the fan base back pumped up and into it, and obviously it should give the team a lot of confidence.
Yeah. I was saying the other night, I was talking to somebody and saying that Green Bay game is one that you're like, man, you're looking at one loss right now. You're looking at first place and one loss, but hey, you got to move on. Saints are in a good position right now. I think they're sitting one game out of first place, maybe in the division. Long way to go.
It is.
And none of those teams are going to reel off 8 or 9 wins in a row. So I mean, you know, if they can get a few wins in a row, very favorable schedule this year. They've got. I know a stat that I did come across was that Belichick's record without Tom Brady. Now, he's a great coach, and together they were amazing. But just an interesting stat. I'm not saying this means anything, but he's 80-91
without Brady.
11 games under 500 without Brady.
Yeah. Well, I read their book, the book on the Patriots. It's Seth Wickersham, and he touched a lot on that kind of. I mean, for a while, Belichick was looking for another quarterback in Brady's latter years. So. I think Brady kind of, when he went to Tampa Bay, showed, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's not happy with. He's the kind of guy who's going to stay up all night after a loss trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah, and he's the kind of guy that feels slighted. You know, there's a story about Brady walking into the GM's office the next morning after the draft, whenever he came to the facilities, and they said that he walked into the GM's office and introduced himself and said, "You probably don't even know that you drafted me," but he said, "I want you to know that you just made the best draft pick that you're ever going to make." Yeah. And like, man, that's
Kraft has always loved him. He's always been in his corner. He knew what he had there.
Yeah. The Brady thing's interesting because I mean, if he talks to this day about feeling slighted and stuff, I don't know if he just ingrained it so much in his mind, but you can see him tearing up now. Like he's still angry about getting overlooked or whatever.
Well, he was that way in high school too. I mean, teams came to him and we just don't think you're fast enough or strong enough arm. He's always heard that.
Yeah. And
he even had to prove himself at Michigan. So
I think after 1 or 2 or 3 Super Bowls, I'd probably be like, you know what, I'm good. But to keep that drive and to keep that, it's kind of like what Georgia's doing right now in football with these new angles to feel like you're being disrespected or people are overlooking you. Like, dude, nobody's overlooking you, Georgia. Nick Saban did it for years, right. but to keep that mentally going. But to get back on point, 49ers and Cowboys the other night. 49ers regular season win streak is now at 15 games.
I saw that stat. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. But
they beat the mess out of them boys. Yeah.
You didn't give Fred a hard time, did you?
Look, our buddy Fred Marsalis, did you see his picture that he posted? It was in the fourth quarter of that game, and I started laughing so hard. There's a picture of him in his chair that he in his little man cave, and he was just wrapped up in a trash bag, his whole head and everything, and he had a Cowboys hat on, and all you could see was a hand with a glass of bourbon in a Cowboys hat, and the rest of it was just wrapped in a trash bag.
Thank goodness Alcorn won. It would have been a miserable weekend for him.
Yeah, I said, man, he went. he was dedicated to that joke. I can appreciate that.
He went all out. Man.
Yeah, he was like, wrap me up so I could do this picture to show my frustration.
Boy, have we had some stinker Thursday night games though this year?
Yeah, that seems to kind of be the deal every year, though, doesn't it?
It does.
It's just bad football when you're playing on, 3-4 days.
Yeah, and I don't like the London thing. I mean,
I don't either.
You are throwing teams way out of whack doing that. And what do you accomplish?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know if it's not my favorite thing in the world either, but who knows, man?
They get a thrill out of the field goal kickers. Okay.
So right now, a quarter of the way through the year. If I just said, tell me your AFC and NFC Super Bowl teams.
I would have to go with the Niners.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah. AFC, I'm kind of up and down on that. I still like the Chiefs, but I could see them not winning.
That was your original picks, right? Niners. Yeah. Or did you have Niners and Chiefs? Okay. I think I had Niners and Bengals.
Yeah.
Right now, I would probably have to go back with the Chiefs, I guess, if I had to say right now. But the Bengals, we'll switch into that. Joe Burrow's looking like he's back.
Yeah,
he's looking like he's back to normal.
Right.
And the Bengals could be right back in it easily. Yeah. They're sitting at 2-3 right now. They've got the Steelers, which is surprisingly sitting at 3-2. The Steelers and the Ravens are sitting at 3-2, and the Bengals are right there at 2-3. So, one weekend they could be right back tied for first place. So, they're looking at they're hosting a tough 3-1 Seahawks team this week.
That's going to be a good game.
I told you before that year that everything I was reading on them Seahawks they're looking good. So, but and the Saints have the Texans this week. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the Saints will take that one. I think they're feeling more confident and they'll play what we expected.
Yeah, I think the Texans are playing a little bit better than people thought they were.
Yeah, they are.
I think the quarterback's playing a little bit better than people thought. And but I if the Saints want to salvage this year and to turn this season into one of those years where they make the playoffs and have a good fun run, it starts. You can't lose this game.
Right.
You have to beat the Texans.
Yeah. And you stump your toe now.
You can't be sitting around at 500 every week. You got to get up a couple games and. But yeah, man. Well, that's always fun to talk a little pro ball. And Tim is out this week. The rumor is that Tim's picks were so bad that they had to call in a guy from New York to come do Tim's picks for him this week. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Convenient,
Tim. Very convenient.
Yeah. But we'll be right back. We've got Brian Simpson, the corporate director of player development from Saratoga, in the house. So we'll be right back in a second with Brian.
Playtime, game time. Anytime is a good time at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel. Play for your chance to win our $10,000 Unmask a Fortune grand prize. It's time to win big at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel this fall. It's always a good time. Visit MagnoliaBluffsCasino.com.
All right, guys, we are back, and this is normally the part of the show where Tim comes and sits with us, but rumor is that his picks were so bad that y'all made him get out of here and brought in Brian Simpson from corporate to do the picks. So how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Thanks for having me on. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Nice.
Brian Simpson is the corporate director of player development. Saratoga, right?
Yep, correct. Saratoga.
We got corporate in the house. So
I think he's a Giants fan.
We have to act right when corporate's in the house. We got to be on our best behavior.
Absolutely.
We found the one Giants fan that's willing to admit it, and it's an LSU name on the back. I like that.
Exactly. I know when Rachel told me to bring a jersey, I was like, oh man, I don't know. This is a little embarrassing, but I'll do it.
At least you brought the LSU flavor on the back.
That's right.
Yeah. So Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself, I guess, first.
Yeah. So Saratoga Casino Hotel is in upstate New York. That is the parent company here with Magnolia Bluffs, and there's also a casino in Colorado, up in Black Hawk, Colorado. So we're lucky to have some great areas in the country to go to, some fun casinos, some fun spots, cool communities. I've been with the company for about 13 years.
Okay.
It's been a lot of fun. So, yeah, I've been enjoying everything.
Awesome. And you're in player development. What does that kind of mean?
Yeah, so basically player development, player relations is the department that deals with the VIPs. So we want to make sure that our guests that are coming into the casinos are having the best experience possible. So sometimes you'll hear the phrase casino host, which is a position, and that's somebody who takes care of the high rollers, make sure that they have the best time possible while they're here gambling, having some fun.
So who have been some of your favorites to work with?
Oh, so some of the players. So, we always keep it confidential, but I've met some very fun and very nice people through the years. I've had some good stories, some good times. So I think that's one of the fun things about the job is doing it for a while now that some of the guests kind of just become friends and family. You get to see them pretty often.
Entertainers?
We've seen some good entertainment, some country stars, some R&B stars. It's been fun. We did a charity softball game. So we had a lot of famous athletes come in. So we had like Lawrence Taylor, Wade Boggs, Ozzie Smith, and a whole bunch of others, and raised some good money for charity.
That had to be fun watching Ozzie.
That was a lot of fun. Ozzie was great, and he's a gentleman. And we did a charity horse race too. So we had Wade Boggs running horses with Ozzie and a couple other guys. So it was really fun.
The question is, can Wade Boggs drink 80 beers while riding a horse around the track?
I can't confirm.
You know the story about the cross-country flight, everybody knows.
We had a lot of fun.
Man, I tell you, I think we're going to have to get with you because me and Joey keep asking Tim about trying to get on the VIP list, and we keep getting the decline letter in the mail each week.
Yeah.
And he just won't let us on the list.
Well, you got my cell phone number now.
So
let me know.
We're going to have to get with you.
Wait, you get a letter?
He's not even wasting paper on Joey anymore. It's a tough economy right now. Goodness. So let's talk about a little bit about community engagement with events and stuff like that. Some of the things that you guys like to be involved with. Yeah,
so we definitely love being involved with the community. We've been here and we've enjoyed working with everybody, getting to know the area, and working with some of the great local businesses. We've had flowers come in from Morton's whenever we do parties, player parties. We like to dress it up and have it look nice. We've given away some sweets and treats from Wilson Sweets and Darby's and a lot of the other businesses locally. Some good people, and we're community partners and want to. If we're doing good and others can do good too, it's a good thing all around.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see, what do we? Player development is hiring. Is that?
It's
is
true.
That here?
Yeah. So we are. We're looking
locally?
for both, but primarily here, right? So we're looking for a casino host, which is, like I said, someone who takes care of and helps those VIPs and those high rollers, and mostly looking for somebody. Yeah. There we go. Done. Take the resume, right? So we're looking for someone who's going to help them out. So mostly someone who's consider themselves a people person, who wants to help out with customer service, who likes to have a little fun on the gaming floor too. Like we do throw some parties and events, so we're looking for someone who can enjoy their time at those with our VIPs as well.
So what's your favorite part of the job?
Getting to know the people. I've met some awesome people through the years, right? So I've had a lot of fun. I've done everything from taking players to sporting events, going out golfing with players, attended some really nice dinners and events and banquets.
So how'd you get into this?
It's a great question. I grew up working at golf courses, right? And somebody suggested that I get into a guest service, customer service position. I had no idea what a casino host was. But I walked into the interview, and the gentleman had golf course paintings and pictures in there. He had no other reason to hire me, but I like golf, and we hit it off. That's how I got into it, and the rest is history. But it's been really nice, right?
That's how it works.
Exactly.
I want to brag a little bit on the team here. We talk about them a lot. We as you know, on our show, we interview somebody every week. We bring somebody a part of the team. But, what you guys are doing at a corporate level is certainly trickling down. You would be proud if you could see this all the time.
Yeah.
the crew, from Rachel to everybody. Tim has become a really good buddy of mine, and we hang out on the set, off the set, and everything. And the whole crew here is just, it's a really good team. It's a really fun atmosphere, and they're very welcoming.
Yeah.
So I think that everybody would be proud of this team.
And I think it carries on and continues, and I think that's part of the reason why this works so well with the Saratoga family. We're family-owned, family's important, community aspect, and you get to know everybody. And, working with Tim is great. I've had a lot of fun with Tim and learned a lot from him as well, so it's good stuff.
I think the only thing bringing the atmosphere down is our bad picks every week. So so I think it's a good time to transition into that.
I got to ask you, that view coming down the road, is that just unreal?
It is. It really is. Every time I'm coming down and I see the Mississippi River, I'm just like, that's awesome. It really is. It's beautiful. I went out for a nice walk this morning along the river, and you got very lucky.
Before we get into our picks real quick, why don't you tell us, because a lot of people watching this are from here, this area. What do you think about our little area here?
Beautiful. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The river is wonderful. The downtown areas, everything's nice. I've been here all different parts of the year, and the flowers and the gardens and just the history. Everything is super nice here. It's we're in upstate New York, right? So we're about 3 hours north of New York City. So coming down here is just a nice change of pace. Everything is beautiful. Everyone's so friendly. So I always enjoy coming down.
Yeah, the people. I would always say that I think the people are our best asset here. Everybody moves a little slower, but hey, that's okay. We get it done. It's just a matter of how quickly it's going to get done.
Except on the Vidalia Ferry Highway.
There's nothing slow on that highway. That's a fact. All right, Brian. So what we do every week is Tim's off doing something, gallivanting around the country, calling it business. Who knows? But so he couldn't be here today. So we were glad to have you join us today. And you're going to kind of sit in and make his picks, one college and one pro.
Yep.
And right now, our overall records. I'm 3-3 in college, 4-1 in pro, 7-4 overall. Joey is 3-3 in college, 2-2-1. We had our first push.
Wow.
And he's 5-5-1 overall. So we had our first tie. What do they say? A tie is like kissing your sister or something like that. So we had our first tie.
Ain't happening.
And Tim right now is 3-3 in college, 2-3 pro, and he's 5-6 overall. Okay. So we're all pretty close right now. Now we started calling Joey Goose Egg. He got off to a rough start but now he's like shooting up, and me and Tim are cooling off. So I think it's only a matter of time before Goose Egg passes us
off. You never know.
Hit your stride. You're ready.
He's hitting the stride.
It out.
That's right.
I had
That's
Jerry
right.
reading last week.
When you hot, you hot. That's right. Why don't we do this? Why don't we start out with college? I'll pass it over to you, Joey, and you give us your college pick.
I'm going to go with Tennessee. I like them at home against A&M, and just think, hitting
3.5
stride
points.
They may be,
3.5 points with Tennessee, and you're going to take Tennessee, okay? Yeah, we talked about that game a little earlier. That'll be an interesting game. Texas A&M hasn't won a road game since they played at Missouri in 2021.
Wow.
Pretty unbelievable stat.
Yes.
Yeah. So, could be a good pick there, Jerry Reed.
Some good info.
When you hot. What do you have on your college?
I like LSU over Auburn.
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
It's
going to my first game. Yeah, going to go see the game. So extra reason to be rooting for LSU.
Okay. So you think it's an 11.5 spread? You're going to take the Tigers on that one?
Absolutely.
Okay. And you're going to your first. SEC game?
Yeah.
Or first LSU game? Or
both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, first big time college game. So I can't wait. I've heard about it. I see it on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm just pumped. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an LSU boy, man. That's where I.
Nice.
That's
okay.
Where I did all my years, and probably too many years. And, had a lot of fun, made a lot of friends, and had a lot of good nights. And I'm a Tiger. When something different about Death Valley.
Yeah. Can't wait. Who do you like?
So my pick for the week is I think Notre Dame is 3-point favorites at home against USC. And, they say 3 points is the home field. So basically they're saying it's an even game. But I don't think I think USC is a little bit better than Notre Dame. I think USC's offense is really good. So I'm going to take USC. Notre Dame's got the 3, and I'm going to take USC with that. So we'll switch over to the pro ball.
All right.
With the I'm going to take the Giants to lose every. No, I'm just
hey, me too, probably. Playing Miami, they're not looking too good.
Yeah. So, Joey, what are you thinking about the pro game?
I'm going with the Bengals. We talked about being a must-win, and they're playing much better now with Burrow healthy. And them at home, I just like them -3.
Okay, so man, the Seahawks are.
Yeah, I mean they're
the Seahawks are a tough team.
They are.
Okay.
That'll be a good game either way.
You feel confident that the Bengals are back?
I do. I think they're just at that point where, hey, we got to win.
I think they are. I just don't know if it's my brain or my heart telling me that, because Joe Burrow brought us the greatest season of all time, him and Chase. So I feel loyal to those guys. They gave me a lot of good Saturdays. I'll do mine, and then we'll let you in with your pro pick. I think mine is going to be. It's a big spread. It's a 7-point spread, but I think I like the Niners to win larger than 7 over the Browns. The Niners are really hitting their stride right now. I mean, what they did to the Cowboys last week was embarrassing.
They look good.
They've got a 15-game regular season win streak going. I don't know, man. Until somebody proves it wrong, I'm going Niners.
Yeah, Brock Purdy seems like the real deal.
He does.
It's very
great story too.
Yeah.
Great story. So, what are you thinking on your pro pick?
All right,
this is what we call our take it to the bank.
This is it.
Lock of the week here.
This is the pick.
This is it.
I like Detroit giving 3 to the Bucks. I think that's my pick. Feeling really good about that.
Okay. I almost went with that one. So let's real quick before we get out of here, because this is my favorite part of the show. Good. Every time whenever they bring food to us, this is always my favorite.
Notice we rush it up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You smell the food and it's time.
The food's like,
oh my
come
goodness.
on,
that looks awesome.
Wow.
I don't know what the machines are saying over there, but I think we just hit the jackpot here.
All I know is you need to come every week.
So this is a special we have. It's a 8-ounce sirloin with a baked potato for $21.
Man, is it your birthday or my birthday? I love it. Real quick before I dive into this, because once I get into here,
he's gone.
I'm zoning out.
I don't blame you.
Real quick, since you are a Giants fan, what are your thoughts on the team, where they're at, where they're going?
They need to get healthy. Uncertainties with Barkley and Jones, so hopefully they get a little bit healthier and kind of get a little better. Last year finished really on a high note, very positive, so hope they can find that again and get that spark and see what the rest of the season brings.
You feel good about the pieces in place, quarterbacks, coaches, everything?
I think so. I think overall pretty solid. I think they just need a little tweak, maybe a little momentum shift, and bring it back together.
Okay. So you think a couple things they can make it?
Yeah,
they can compete.
I think so.
NFL's close, man.
The margins, I know.
Yeah. So, well, Brian, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me on.
It was awesome.
Really.
Look, we appreciate you guys out there watching again. This is so much fun to be able to do this every week and get to call it work. That's a lot worse things out there.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure to thank all of our awesome partners out there. Gregg Vet, Magnolia Bluff Casino, Hicks Chiks, Trinity Medical, and all of our awesome partners out there that you see on the screen now. Like I said, without those guys, we can't do what we do. Concordia Sentinel, which Joey's been a part of for a long time. Mile 363, one of our businesses. Just everybody out there, thank you for everything that you're doing. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a partner, email me at ronnie@missleychampions.com. I'll be happy to come talk to you, sit down with you. Thank you to our viewers, most of all. Awesome feedback, a lot of fun. Thank y'all. Shout out to our boys over in Kuwait. We're thinking about y'all with everything going on in the world. Thank y'all. God bless everybody out there. And as always, Have a champion day.
Play for your chance to win our $10,000 Unmask a Fortune grand prize. It's time to win big at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel this fall. It's always a good time. Visit magnoliabluffscasino.com.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit MissLouChampions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.